Yeah, now we started recording. Yes, again, so let's make some questions and answers. Uh, what do you know, or what what should you know in writing a story? Who would like to answer? What are the story elements? Yes, who's speaking? What are the story elements? Who would like to participate? I cannot see your names, so please open your mic and participate. Who's writing here? Yes, guys. What are the story elements؟ ايه هي العناصر اللي المفترض تكون موجودة في الستوري في القصة؟
Personal.
A personal story, yes. What are the elements that you supposed to include in your story?
اللي هي الستارت والاند اللي هي النهاية، واللي في النص اللي هي الحشو اللي هي الاوبجكت ممكن نسميها.
يعطيك العافية. What's your name?
ياسين.
ياسين. Okay, ياسين. But this is what you mentioned is the layout اللي انت اتكلمت فيه ده ياسين. The layout of the story ان هو الفريم ورك اللي هو الإطار اللي بتكتب فيه الستوري. اوكي.
الثاني اللي هو البروبلم وسولوشن.
This is another thing. I think this is another essay. You're supposed to have a problem, but we call it in a story, we call it plot type. First of all, in a story, we supposed to have, tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? I'll just mention something and you tell me if that's right or that's wrong. Is it a must to have some characters in the story? What happened?
نحتاج للإيفنتس.
No. Shall we have characters?
We need the event.
What do you need again? Somebody is playing with me. Yes. Oh. I don't know what happened. Yes, let's remove all that chat. Again, let's write it here. The story. Story elements. Again, who would like to speak? Okay. In a story, is it a must to have characters? You know characters? Hello? Are you here?
هي الشخصية الرئيسية.
Characters شخصيات عموما. طبعا الكاركترز بيبقى فيهم main character as you mentioned شخصية رئيسية and the sub characters الشخصيات ثانوية. Okay? طيب. This story happened in a place, right? So we're supposed to have a place, and also it happened at a specific period of time. We're supposed to have a time that we call the theme of the story. Okay? The theme of the story and timing will place. And it's supposed to have characters, and as well as there must be some events in the story. Events means what happened. If I ask it myself, what happened? Yes, أحداث. Who to answer the characters, where for the time, for the place, and when it happened for the time. Okay, and by the end I can also mention my feeling as one of the characters, if you are one of the characters, so you can add your feeling, or the writer's feeling, or sometimes you add opinion. There's no O here. Opinion. Okay, do you agree with me? متفقين معايا يا جماعة؟ These are
Yeah.
the elements of the story.
Yes, yes.
يعني هل في
Yes.
story ممكن تكون without characters?
No.
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 No. Story without time or a place to happen? No. Story without events, أحداث معينة or incidents?
No.
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 No. Okay. طيب. When we think of the story, we have to make something called brainstorming, as we mentioned now earlier. What are the brainstorming? For example, if I'd like to write a story about something happened to me last week, or a journey that, or anything happened, any story happened last week. So I'll brainstorm my ideas how. If I asked you, this is my story, okay? If I asked one of you, what do you think your story will be about? Or, Balash, what do you think? Who is the main character? I will ask myself some questions
Me.
to know or to brainstorm my ideas. Yes. Who is the main character? Is it you?
مي اللي هو
Can be,
الكاتب أنا.
yes, can be a boy or a girl or can be you. صح؟ طيب. It can be also more than one character. Doesn't really require to be just one character, but it can be more than one. صح؟ يعني a story happened to you and your friends, happened to you and your family members, and so on. طيب, where it happened?
In place, park, home.
Where, in my hometown مثلا? In my town?
Town, city.
City. Okay, in my city. It could be in my on the beach, or it could be in the village, in the countryside, in another country if the story happened in another country. Anywhere, برافو عليك. فهو ده اللي انا بستخدمه وانا بعمل brainstorming. Where it happened, I said when it happened. As I mentioned, it might be last week, last summer, last winter, last Friday, last April, last March.
Yeah.
Yes. And most importantly now, the incidents, الأحداث بقى أو the events. إيه الأحداث؟ والأحداث بتترتب دايما يعني تصاعدية أو تنازلية، وإحنا نفضل دايما في سنكم إن هي تبقى أحداث تصاعدية. بمعنى إيه؟ إن أنا أبدأ something happened and it went more interesting till it comes to the end, the solution of my problem if I have a problem, or either the reach of my goal if I have a goal, and so on. ماشي يا بنات او يا شباب اللي معانا كلهم؟
Okay.
طيب احنا اتفقنا ان دايما واحنا بنكتب story we're supposed to have an introduction. What is an introduction?
مقدمة.
مقدمة. المقدمة دي بيبقى فيها ايه بقى؟
بتبدأ بداية إنها تمهد على الموضوع اللي أنا بدي أبدأ فيه أنا.
يعني بيبقى فيها حاجة
بشكل
اسمها
عام generally about the topic I wanna write it. الموضوع اللي أنا بدي أكتبه بتمهد فيه عنه، أو الستوري اللي أنا بدي أكتبها ممكن تحكي لي بشكل عام عنها في الأول.
Yes, excellent. So it includes a general information about the topic, right?
Yeah.
General information. and it includes something very important called the topic sentence. You know the topic sentence?
الجملة الموضوعية هنا اللي هو الموضوع اللي بيكون في وسط في الوسط هنا في وسط الستوري اللي أنا بكتبها، وبعدين
Yes, the core of my story.
conclusion بتكون في الآخر الخاتمة conclusion.
لا أنا بتكلم بس
Right?
عن introduction. واحدة خلينا واحدة.
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
introduction, it's very important to have the thesis statement or the topic sentence. This topic sentence leads to the events or the incidents. Right? بتؤدي للأحداث اللي موجودة كلها. وهي يعني مثلا in my story when I said the match was so hard but the end we won. So what I'm going to talk about a match, events in the match, right? Or something happened in the match. Okay, after the introduction, I have to come to the main body of my story, or the main part. This main part includes all what happened in details. كل اللي حصل في details بقى في ايه بالتفاصيل. Okay, and finally we're supposed to have the conclusion. And in the conclusion we sum up بنلخص what happened in the story and we give our opinion or feeling. Is it clear?
Yeah.
clear.
Yes. So let's make something practical. ايه رأيكم نعمل حاجة شوية عملي؟ I'll give you 5 minutes. Each one of you write just an introduction of a story. Okay? هديكم 5 دقايق كل حد فيكم يعمل introduction للstory. وبعدين we will share the introduction this together to analyze it and then we will move to the second part. Okay, ready? Okay, you can write your stories in the chat room or you can write it down with your pen and your paper and then take a photo and upload it to the chat room. I'll give you 5 minutes and we will come back after that. It's now 4:51, 4:56. Inshallah, we will come back. I'm waiting for you.
هي الحصة خلصت ولا شو؟
No, Lina, we give them 5 minutes to write an introduction for a story. Can you do the same, please, and come back after 5 minutes? ضحك عربي حاضر. أنا 5 دقايق قلنا كل واحد يعمل مقدمة للستوري. هي المشكلة بس إن إحنا في الامتحان هنكتب إنجلش، فأنا بحاول إن إحنا يبقى الأسلوب أسلوب يعني بروفيشنال عشان تقدروا إن شاء الله في الامتحان، ولكن مفيش مشكلة. آه فهمنا كده. إحنا هنكتب مقدمة، معانا 5 دقايق. ريهام، مفهوم الوضع؟ فين ريهام؟ أوكي ريهام، we are waiting for you. ما يعني منتظرين. Are you ready؟ جاهزين ولا لسه نديلكوا كمان دقيقتين 3؟
No, if we have 2 minutes.
Okay, take your time. Another 2 minutes. Okay, guys, we have something good here in the chat room, and really impressed. Ala said in her introduction, I'm raised not because of her writing, but because she came up with something interesting and made me eager to know it. يعني كان شيء مشوق جدا. Let's read it together. Ala, would you please read it for us?
Okay, introduction. I feel excited to tell you about a story of coincidence happened to my brother many years ago. Before I tell you this story, I would like to say that coincidence have no meaning and happen nearly in everyone's life.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because before we go, what's her in depth to ask her about coincidence? Let's see, did she applied all the rules or the elements that we told in the introduction or not? So, did Ala mention when the story happened in the introduction? Who can tell me?
In United States of America, this is in my imagination, not really a story.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will come later to that. But let's analyze it. So she mentioned where it happened, and it has here the main character is her brother. She said that it happened many years ago, so this is the time. And for our interest, and to be excited to know more about that, she put something as a professional writer who attracted the reader's attention from the early beginning. I really appreciate that, and I'm really proud of what she mentioned. يعني سعيد جدا بكتابتها، وأي كاتب ما شاء الله محترف دايما بيبقى في بداية الموضوع بتاعه بيبقى فيه حاجة شيقة تجذب انتباه القارئ. هي عملت كده. أنا أول ما قريت كلمة coincidence it's my first time to see it قلت maybe it's a new word. لكن لما جيت بعدها بسطرين لقيتها بتقول it doesn't have a meaning. I realized why she did that. Okay. Thank you, Ala, for this great participation, really. Anybody else? Anybody has written anything? احنا معانا ياسين ومها، الباقي راحوا فين؟ Oh,
Just 1 minute.
Yasin, have you finished?
1 minute.
Ala, be ready for the other parts. We will come to you again. But just when we finish introductions, we'll go to the main parts and then the conclusions. Because we are eager to know what are consonants or what is consonants according to its plural or singular.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, guys. Yasin and Maha. Anybody of you? Anybody ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, Yasin.
Why?
Did you? Yeah. Can you tell us your introduction or put it into the chat room?
لا ممكن أقرأ.
اتفضل.
While my family went to the summer camping in the forest, my father see his old friends in the camping.
Okay. So is it correct to say my father see or saw?
So صح. And in the past.
Yes. Yes, because you are talking about past actions. So in the past. Okay. So the Yasin here mentioned that, did he mention the characters? I think his father, right? And his family, right? The place, where is the place, Yasin, again? The forest?
Forest. Yes, forest. In the forest.
And the timing, when did it happen?
اللي هو طبعا summer camping في الصيف اللي هو
Yes, in summer. Yes, in summer. In summer. Thank you. Maha, are you here? Right. Let's give you another 7 minutes here, not only 5 minutes, to write your main parts, to explain the incidents of the story. Okay, guys, ready for that?
يس إنه هو نكمل على نفس الفكرة في التوبيك.
Yes. Yes. يلا, I'm waiting. Anybody ready?
No.
Okay. 3 more minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 more minutes. Who's ready?
For me, no, I'm not ready, really ready because I'm thinking about what I want to write.
Yeah. How much time do you need, Alan?
I think I'm in the middle in the story, in the middle of it.
Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. But before that, tell me, did you follow what we mentioned at the beginning of the session in thinking?
Okay, just a minute.
Did you follow that, the way of thinking that we mentioned at the beginning of the session?
Okay.
Did you do a brainstorming?
You wanna to say it to you or send it what I sent to what I wrote?
No, I think you didn't understand my question. I said at the beginning, before we giving cracks, we explain how can we think, the way of making brainstorming, and how can we think about the topic that we supposed to write. Did you do that? Did you make brainstorming?
Yes, yes, I made it.
Okay.
And
So
in my mind, in Arabic, I say it and I wrote it in English. يعني بعمل translation كمان يعني مع حالي كمان in my mind
th-
وعملت
yes, but
brainstorming.
that's
Yeah.
why you are taking long time. So in a paper, brainstorm it in English. Don't think in Arabic and then translate. This takes time. This is an advice for you.
Because I think we are beginner بدائيين
No, you are
لسه
not.
and
You are not. You are very good.
yes, okay.
Okay. I'll give you more 5 minutes. Yes. Are you ready now? Hello. Hello,
I
guys.
think because I'm following the instruction of the writing, the punctuation, and the capital letter of the اللي هو الأحرف، وكمان اللي هو برضو الترجمة، يعني شوية هيك في صعوبة، بس إنه عادي يعني، فبدي وقت شوي I think.
Okay. So, would you like to do it after the session and send it back to me?
Okay, but I think I'm finished تقريبا almost.
Okay, another 5 minutes for your sake يعني عشان خاطر.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Lan, you missed I think a big part. Is everything okay?
بستنى في الحصة. طفى التلفزيون اليوم أول مرة يطفي.
Sorry again.
بقول من امبارح بستنى في الحصة وطفى
أيوه.
لما بدأت. طفى
سبحان
النت.
الله. يلا معلش. انت حضرتي حد فين؟
ولا حاجة.
خالص؟
طفى على 4:30.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry to hear that.
بس كتبت
للأسف.
قصة في الوقت هذا.
طيب تعرفي تعملي لها ابلود على الشات ولا
أقراها؟
قريها؟ يلا أنا سامعك.
تمام. One day.
First of all, the introduction, huh?
It's a real story, by the way.
Again?
A real story.
Read the story, okay, that's good.
Yeah. One day I went to the sea with my family and my father's side of the family. I was wearing an off-white. By the way, I was 5 at that time.
5 years old.
Yes.
Yes.
I was wearing an off-white dress, which I had insisted on wearing it, though it was meant for Eid. We sat on the beach, enjoying snacks while the others talked. Meanwhile, the children and I played with the sand, building castles and homes, only for the waves to come and destroy them. We would laugh and rebuild them over and over again. After some time, we grew tired of playing with the sand. That's when my father and uncle called us over, announcing it was time to swim. We quickly changed our clothes and headed to the water. As a child, I was very timid and scared of many things, so I clung to my father the entire time. Swimming felt both exciting and frightening, but with my father by my side, I felt safe. Once we finished swimming, we changed back into our dry clothes. I put on my off-white dress again. As the sun began to set, my mother, aunt, and I went for a walk along the beach, watching the waves in peaceful glow of twilight. But suddenly, out of nowhere, a massive wave surged toward us. It swept me away from my mom. She tried to catch me, but she couldn't. My father saw what was happening and immediately jumped into the water to save me. The waves were dark, and it would have been hard for him to spot me. However, my off-white dress shone faintly in the night, guiding him to me and pulled me back to safety. Later, my mom reminded me how she hadn't wanted me to wear that dress because it was meant for Eid, and we went to the beach before Eid. But as a stubborn child, I had cried and screamed until she gave up, and the dress ended up saving my life.
Oh wow, ما شاء الله. أنتم ما شاء الله يعني مبدعين والله العظيم. يعني you have also very good style in you know in narrating the story. Yeah, and you're a good narrator as well. Not only good writer, but a good narrator. Layan, would you please send it to me privately, because I think there are some grammatical mistakes. Would like to correct them to be a
Okay.
very good story after that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the second story I've heard today in a very good way. The first one was the story of Ala. Also, Yasin gave a good story. And you are the third. ما شاء الله ما شاء الله انتم مبدعين والله يا جماعه، يعني اسعدتوني بالستوري الجميله دي. امال عمالين تقولوا لي الستوري صعبه واحنا مش عارفين والكلام ده، بسم الله ما شاء الله عليكم يعني. ربنا يحفظكم.
إن شاء الله
اوكي
هحضر الحصة على اليوتيوب.
ان شاء الله. لو حد فيكم احتاج اي حاجه في اي وقت تواصل معايا في اي وقت، مفيش اي مشكله. لو في حاجه مش فاهمها، اهم حاجه في الستوري زي ما احنا قلنا ان احنا to brainstorm our ideas first. دايما لما نعمل brainstorming، لما نعمل عصف ذهني للافكار، بتسهل علينا. وبعد كده نلتزم بالستوري elements. يعني انت عندك ما شاء الله the characters in your story, you yourself, your father, your mother, your family, some of your friends I think, or your relatives.
Yes, my
And
relatives.
yeah, the theme, I could imagine that theme while you were all on the beach, under the sun light, and then you managed to swim, building castles as you mentioned by the sand, playing with the sand. This is very good. Yeah. This is, you draw the theme for all of us. We imagine that we live the story with you, and this is يعني دي موهبة ما شاء الله عليك يعني.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. فالكلام الجميل ده محتاجين بس نظبط فيه شوية حاجات كده في الجرامر، وبعدين هتلاقي إن شاء الله احنا قلنا الستوري elements. تظبطيها الستوري elements. الستوري elements اللي هو الكاركترز، الثيم اللي هو place and time، الانسيدنتس، الاحداث. ما شاء الله الاحداث كان فيها حتى سسبنس كده للنهايه، حصل ايه بالاوف وايت دريس. ليه why I asked myself why did you mention the off white dress at the beginning, and I thought that you will come by the end of the story with something interesting regarding to that dress, and that happened. Very good, mashallah. Thank you, Layan. Okay, let's back to Ala. She have written her main part. Ala, would you please read it to us? It's on the chat room, by the way.
In 2012, my brother finished his high school and decided to travel abroad in order to study medicine in USA. At the airport, while he was waiting for his flight to America, an old man came and asked my brother to help him in carrying his bags, but my brother was too tired to do so. Therefore, he politely refused. After my brother had arrived in the USA, he wanted the university to attend his lectures. Unfortunately, the man teacher was the same man whom my brother refused to help him at the airport. It was very shocking to my brother, especially when the teacher recognized him also. So my brother was about to leave the class because he felt shy from his teacher and expected him to be angry. But the teacher quickly smiled at my brother, saying, "Don't worry, I know that you were too tired too."
Oh, wow, again. MashaAllah.
The worst situation ever.
Sorry, again?
The worst situation ever.
Yes, it could have. By the way, I'll give you an idiom that we always use in such situations. We call that, for example, when I feel embarrassed of something or of a situation, I say that I went as red as a beetroot. As red as a beetroot، يعني مرة خجلا بالعربي يعني. ف this is what happened to him. Good story as well. But where's here the coincidence? Coincidence, yes.
The coincidence
I was
here,
waiting for that.
my brother لما شاف اللي هو معلمه، ما كانش يعرف إنه هو معلمه في الإيربورت في المطار، لكن لما التقوا كانت coincidence إنهم التقوا في اللي هو في اليونيفرسيتي، لما هو حضر اللي هو اللاكتشر المحاضرة، إنه كان هو مدرسه وهو اللي طلب منه، فكانت يعني coincidence embarrassing. أعتقد كان situation موقف.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
For him.
as you mentioned in the introduction, that I would it doesn't have a meaning, but you will know from the story or no meaning and happen early. You're supposed to mention that here, for example, when unfortunately the main teacher, you mean the professor, right?
Yeah.
The professor, yes, was the same man who my brother refused to help at the airport. But we have some mistakes and we want to correct. Yeah. So you can say at that situation or after that, that's here the coincidence or that was the coincidence. Okay, so people will know what do you mean by coincidence, because it's not an English word or a word that doesn't have a meaning that you, as you mentioned. Okay.
Okay.
You have written it in a very good style as well. At the airport, while he was waiting for his flight, and an old man came and asked him, yes, don't repeat my brothers too much. Yani, for instead of my brother, use the subject pronouns or object pronouns according to his position in the sentence to help him in carrying his bags. Yes, but my brother again, okay, you understand this point? Was too tired to do so. Oh, wow. Therefore, here it's supposed to have to be preceded by a full stop and therefore capital letter. He refused politely, or he politely refused. I was really impressed by this sentence. It's a kind of you to mention that either or when you tell a story, you teach the readers either when you refuse, you have to do it in a polite way. After my brothers arrived to the USA, he went, you mean, right? Not want.
Yeah.
Went to the university to attend his lectures. Unfortunately, the professor Ba was the same man. You can say instead of unfortunately here, and it would be, I think, it would be more impressive if you said that surprisingly, because he was surprised, your brother, right? By seeing that man or that teacher. It was shocking to my brother for sure, especially when the teacher recognized him. Okay. Also you have I think that in the sentence here ended with M, with the yes HIM. So also another sentence starting with capital letter. My brother was about to leave the class because he felt shy. Here, but we can use the expression that I meant. My brother went as red as a beetroot. Okay, keep that expression.
Okay.
Yes, means that he was shy. Expected that to be angry, but the teacher quickly smiled at your brother, saying, "Don't worry, I know that you were too tired to help me." This is another lesson here in that story, that when you are kind to people, people understand why you are doing that, even if you are not helping them. Okay? If we would like to put a good conclusion for that, yeah, Ale, what the best conclusion we can put here in just 2 sentences? Can you think of that?
Can I write it?
Sure.
I think about it and write it.
Sure. No problem.
Okay.
Layan, would you like to mention something? And where's Yassine? Have you finished, Yassine?
Yes, I finished.
Yeah. Can you read us your story?
Yes.
Yes.
In the
please.
summer holiday, my father suggests go to the beach, but my sisters suggest go to the summer camping. So we made a vote, and the prevailing proposal was go to the camping. We were preparing all things to went in. We split the road to Amazon rainforest. But my dad didn't happy enough. When we were arrived and started preparing the tent, my father went to both something to my mother, and suddenly back with his friend with big smile, and he forgotten to buy my mother's purpose and said that's the best suggest.
Good as well. So you know what I was impressed by in your stories, that all the stories have something moral, uh, a lesson to be learned by your stories, and this is very good of you guys, all of you. However, Yassine, there are some mistakes I think in your stories and your story as well, but I prefer you send it to me written. Just take a picture and send it to me via WhatsApp, even if you cannot send here, and I'll correct it and send it to you back. But nice one as well. Thank you, Yassine, for that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So today a quick revision because Lion wasn't here. So we had in a story, or when we write a story, we're supposed to have an introduction. This introduction includes a general statements about what are we going to write about. It's supposed to have something called the topic sentence. This is the core of the whole paragraph, which leads me to the whole paragraph. After that, the introduction, we go to the main part in which we, in details, write all the incidents or what happened in the story. By the end, we can mention our opinion or feeling or, sorry, or a lesson that we have learned from this story. We can only do that. In a story, we're supposed to have characters, we have themes or place and time, we have incidents, and if it's in the past, we have to stick to either to the past simple most of the time. We can sometimes use the present perfect or the past perfect according to what we are mentioning. Sometimes also we use the the past progressive in writing in the past. And if I'm going to write an imaginative story in the future, we can use the tenses that are suitable for that as well. That's all for today. I have to give you a homework. Okay, I'll put it into the group. I'll give you a topic and ask all of you to participate, write on that topic, and send it back to me, and I'm going to correct it to measure well what have you got from today's lesson. Okay?
Inshallah, okay.
Inshallah. Ala, have you finished? I'm waiting for your conclusion.
Okay, but I'm not finished now until
Just 2 sentences. Yeah, I think Ella is ready. Yes. Happening more often in this shrinking world, and they aren't surprising at all. Oh, wow. Yes, actually, strange coincidences are happening more often in this shrinking world, and they aren't surprising at all. So, we can also mention that that teaches us to be always polite, even if we cannot offer the help or assistance that people want, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I really enjoyed this lesson. However, not all of you, or not more people, but I enjoyed with your stories. You are very good writers, and inshallah, in the future, you will have a very good reputation on that field. I think. انتم ما شاء الله عليكم. ربنا يحفظكم جميعا، وان شاء الله يعني اتمنى يعني تكون الحصه ممتعه واستفدتوا منها. وارجو ان انا هحط لكم ان شاء الله يعني زي تاسك كده على الجروبس، على الجروب بتاعكم، والناس حاولوا تشتغلوا عليه بتايم ليميت. يعني حطوا دايما قدامكم وانتوا بتشتغلوا تايم في البريباريشن، يعني مثلا 5 minutes preparation اللي هو thinking of the ideas brainstorming، وبعدين مثلا for example 30 minutes for writing or 20 minutes for writing, something like that. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you. Any questions before we leave? Or any
No,
comments?
thank you.
No.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you
You.
guys. Goodbye. إن شاء الله أشوفكم بعد كده بإذن الله في حصص قادمة.
يعطيك
مع
العافية يا
السلامة.
أستاذ.
يعطيك العافية يا
يعطيكم
أستاذ.
يعطيكم ألف عافية. ربنا يبارك فيكم يا رب
بعت لك
ويحفظكم.
بعت لك القصة على الواتس.
أوكي يا سيدي، هشوفها
check
حبيبي وأرد عليك إن شاء الله. تسلم. يعطيكم ألف عافية.
أنا بس قاعدة بظبط في الصفحة لقينها كتير ميسي عشان أبعتها.
براحتك ولا يهمك، براحتك. يعطيكم العافية. السلام عليكم.
مع السلامة.